Welcome back to What's Hot in Digital. Today we are talking about AI Max, which is a new campaign type that's been introduced by Google Ads. I'm joined with Brent Neale, and he has all the info about, well, a little bit of info that's been released about this new type of campaign, which Google is pushing forward, which is really trying to take a lot of the AI capabilities of what Google has and put it into a search campaign and look at how it compares to Performance Max. So Brent, welcome.
Thank you. It's exciting. It's one of, obviously you had like Performance Max that came out so many years ago, 3-4 years ago now, which was a pretty big release for Google. And I feel like this is probably the second addition to that outside of, demand gen and stuff. So it's probably the way of Google in the future.
Yeah, well, I mean, it even started out with smart shopping, wasn't it? Where it was really just trying to take power away from the users, but really make you trust that what Google's doing is going to work.
For the right reasons, yeah.
And it has all the data that you don't have, and that it can really amplify performance using all the data and machine learning and now the AI capabilities to really, you tell Google, here's $100, $1,000 a day, go get me as many sales conversions as possible.
Yep.
Go do that.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
basically the extent of what they're trying to become here, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. Look, we've all known that with Google, it's been shifting away from this keyword-based optimizations and what it was so many years ago, where you had like your SKAGs and it was like all manual bidding and stuff like that. Like that, those days are very much gone. Going towards the keyword-less bidding side of things is basically like a DSA or a dynamic search ad, and it's adding another layer of Performance Max's amazing sort of automation and machine learning. So it's essentially like the best of both worlds. We'll still have an ability to be able to optimize based on specific keyword ideas and hints based on what the releases have told us and search term insights, all that sort of stuff. But it would just use smarter learning to be able to find what search terms to show for and who to show to.
Yeah, so when I guess you were having a quick look over the page on the Google website about this. So basically like a DSA campaign in the past would look at your website, and then based on the keywords that it found on your website or the content on your website, it would then show keywords based on the URLs that you put into it.
Yeah.
Now, how this one differs is that it does that, but it also looks at all the keywords within your ad account. It looks at all the assets you've uploaded, your YouTube videos, your display banners and everything, and then it really creates a picture as to, well, based on all of this combined, what are the keywords we should be targeting?
Yeah,
is that
exactly.
That's sort of the difference to to your standard DSA campaign now?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, instead of using just your website content to find out, what can your website show for, it's using previous performance, all keywords that have performed previously. It doesn't really specifically mention YouTube and display, but it mentions creative analysis. So that's going to be obviously your headlines, but it could include a lot of that sort of visual element as well, which is definitely one major difference to DSA. So DSA is a kind of a catch-all, see what you kind of show up for, and hopefully it works, whereas Search Max is just a bit more intelligent.
Okay. And is this campaign type now available within accounts, or is this something that is being rolled out? What stage is that at the time that we're recording this right now?
Yeah, it'll be out in about 2 weeks' time. So mid-May is what it is now. They're announcing it towards the end of May is what they're expecting. Some accounts have already got beta access, but yeah, it's across the board. It should be by the end of May.
Okay, and now how much, I don't know if it probably isn't going to give you this information on the landing page, but how much information do you think it's going to give us about what's going on in the account? Like, do you think that this is going to be a setup, and then like when PMax first came out and it's like, okay, cool, this is how much you've spent, this is how many conversions you got, nothing else.
Yeah, I'm totally honest. I can't really tell. Google's saying that it's going to give us a search term report, but is that going to be search categories like it is in Performance Max, where we'll say, these are the general sort of themes you have search terms, or is it going to show us the individual search terms like we do, see with our search term report now?
Yeah.
I think probably the main thing to note is this isn't like its own campaign type. It's actually an ad group. So it's same as like a dynamic search ad. It's going to be its own ad group, individual to its own, whereas it's just going to use a bit more machine learning on top of that. So my main question is, can you run this maybe with manual bidding, or can it only be with automated bidding? I'd probably say automated bidding, but does it kind of turn the rest of your search campaign, cannibalize the rest of your search campaign? Does it even make any sense to have any other ad groups with actual keywords in there, or is it kind of just like lean into this and give it a theme? So maybe we like your AI Max for, let's say it's like a clothing store or something like that. You've got t-shirts, you've got underwear, you've got shirts, shorts and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, how it's going to work with the rest of the account is my main sort of question. Is it just going to cannibalize, or is it going to be, I guess, fair to the other keywords too?
Yeah, kind of like how PMax just took all the traffic from shopping.
Yeah.
Is this going to just destroy, like take any of the traffic that was predominantly done through your standard search campaigns?
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely will. So I think that's something we've got to prepare for. But at the end of the day, I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to genuinely work extremely well. But as any new feature with Google, you've always got those level of concerns as to what they're actually promoting and saying. Is it really going to measure out in reality?
Yeah, and how much brand search is going to be pulling through with that? Like, are you going to be able to exclude brand, or is this just going to be like, you know what, the easiest conversion here is going to be your brand turn. Let's just show some great performance on this and just convert on brand.
Yeah, pretty good chance.
Hopefully we can apply those brand exclusion lists to the campaigns from day one.
Yeah, should be able to.
That'd be great. Well, I hope that anyone who is running Google campaigns will be paying attention to this. I think we definitely will be trialing them as soon as they come out, because I think it sounds pretty interesting, and hopefully it's going to be a really improved performance within the search campaign side of things.
Definitely.
The way PMax has on the shopping. So thank you for everybody who watched today and listened on the podcast. We'll be back in 3 days. Thanks.